What up, investors? What up, traders? Ken here from Dyslexic Investor, and we're looking at a crazy funny story that I see happen every 2 or 3 years on someone getting mixed up with what ticker symbol that they're trying to trade. So if you haven't heard this story before, this happened about 16-17 days ago, where Zoom stock was halted for investors confusing it. It was the Zoom video conferencing stock. So the ticker symbol is ZOOM. That's the ticker symbol for Zoom Technologies, not Zoom the conferencing thing. That is the ticker symbol ZM. So this confusion right here made basically the SEC, which is the Security and Exchange Committee, to halt trading due to this confusion. And I can just show you the chart and you'll just be like, what in the heck? Like, to seeing this completely pandemic's buying of this particular stock. All right, so here is ZM. This is the Zoom video conferencing communication company, which everyone is currently using, schools and so forth, and the same amount of people are banning it because of the Zoom bombing and different various people being able to get into meetings and things like that. So we'll analyze this in a second. I just kind of wanted to show you the Zoom ticker, that is. So that is here. There we go. So this is Zoom, ZOOM, Zoom Technologies. People thought this was the Zoom media conference company, and you can kind of see here basically a huge spike. It was basically trading, I don't know, under 5 for most of the year, under 2. But then basically went from, let's see, we'll just call the 12th, make a draw a line. I think it went up like 1,800%, 2,100% basically, in a week and a half, and then of course selling off, and now it's been basically halted, and I think trading is going to be starting soon for this again, and they might even be asked to change the ticker symbol itself. But this is what happens when people are just in a huge trend, and then people just want to buy the stock because they're like, oh, it's Zoom Media. Oh, look, it's only $5. It's only $4. Let me just buy 100 shares of it. Let me buy 1,000 shares. And then this is the scenario you get. You get a huge squeeze up, and then that balloon just gets popped, and everything comes down, and then the SEC gets involved, and then your stock is basically halted due to the fact of there's too many chuck wagons out there who don't know ZM to ZOOM, and they don't do the proper due diligence to find out what stock is right. So going back to Zoom Video Communication Company, we'll look at this. We're analyzing this going forward. This has still been a fairly hot stock. We hit that high at 164. Let's just call it 165 here, basically on the 23rd. Again, this is when all the other stuff was happening at the other Zoom. And so we're just going to draw some fibs here real fast. So that's Fibonacci's for short. We are through the 618. You can kind of see here, I really like that. It's still below the 1, so we're going to draw a line here, or an alert, sorry. So if it breaks above this and closes above this, we like that for sure. And I'm going to say if it closes below the gap, that's going to be a little bit of a red flag moving forward. Because again, this is a huge momentum stock. The moving averages have completely changed, and they're pointing up higher, looking at 137 to be a break and a potential support issues. Let's go ahead and look at some of the other indicators. TTM squeeze looking great. RSI looking great. Shaken money flow is coming back in, so that means more people are putting money into the stock. Again, it's showing it because it's up 5% today, with the overall market being down nearly 2.6%. So nice little sign there. Weekly chart looks great. Like, it just looks super strong on the weekly chart. Now we're going to go into a little more technical side of things. You can kind of see here, this is very important. This is where I initially drew my line here at 137. So if it closes below this and other indicators start changing, this is super bullish here as well. The MACD the main line is about to cross above the average, and usually when that happens you get a huge up squeeze, and you can see that that happened actually right here on the 19th, and that's when we had that huge squeeze from basically, let's just call this a nice percentage gain of 37%. So let's just do a little scenario here. We're going to do basically draw a line here, and we're going to draw up 37% just to see here. So so I can say let's draw a make an alert at 192. Let's just call it basically 193. If this is able to pump through this and we have everything else kind of come to fruition, the only thing is we don't have a squeeze involved, but that potentially could slingshot from the current price to in the short term to 193. If that is, if the momentum keeps up. This could be a little bit of a lagger. We could get a small trading sideways for a little bit, and then this squeeze starts printing red dots, and then we start kicking higher from there. Let's look at the standard deviation on the daily here. Let that load. Again, things are really slow due to the fact of there's just so much trading going on here and the amount of volume. So you see that we're just at the green dotted line is the dash line, or dotted, people correct me, is the standard deviation. So 1 deviation, 2, and 3. So we're just about the 1 deviation, which is exactly where we were basically at the 19th here. So we could see a nice little slingshot higher here. A huge momentum push if we get a lot more volume kicking, because you did see volume, again, this is just on the daily chart, we're about halfway there, a little bit more higher volumes coming in, but you can kind of see on the 23rd we had a crazy amount of volume. We need to break above the average down here to see that nice push higher. So that is a fantastic little rendition of what I think Zoom could happen. Again, just a little recap. If it closes below 137, if you're doing short-term swing trading, you got to get out. That's my opinion. And if you are looking for that, get to the risk up the upside of hitting 165 in the short term, and then potentially 192 if all these stars are aligned and everything is just on full octane gasoline, or full solar paneled, a 100% battery powered energy, throttle to the metal, whatever scenario you want to put in there, it could run up to that level. Again, these are just projections. I don't have a crystal ball. These are just my opinions. I think that this could happen. And before I let you go, I just wanted to make a little funny note that again, with people getting mixed up with Zoom and Zoom, the same scenario happened with Snapchat. So I couldn't find the exact ticker when what people got confused with Snap, but I think when people look for Snap charts, they looked on like Snap-on Tools or something like that. I can't remember. This is like 2017 or whatever. But it had the same run on like $2 or $3 stock, runs up a massive amount of money from there. But I have no interest in Snap at all. I have no need for it. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any questions, I'm going to try to do some kind of a live webinar or a live stream to kind of go through all my charts that I use here on Thinkorswim. I did put a couple links down below if you're interested in some books that I've read. I actually use them through Audible due to my dyslexia. I like to listen to audiobooks rather than read them. Again, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is Ken from The Dyslexic Investor, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.